Hello everyone and welcome to a new reading vlog. So I'm actually going to be kicking off this video with an unboxing. If you don't know, I did go to London for a few days last week, and when I came back I had these parcels waiting for me. Not gonna lie to you guys, it is currently 10 to 11 at night, but I've been staring at these all day. I've just been too lazy to film a vlog clip, so I finally decided that now's the time to do that. I'm gonna start off with this little one first because I know what this is. I ordered it for myself as a birthday treat, and guys, I am so excited for it. So let's just dive in. I have my knife over here so that it's out of harm's way. Right, now that I've managed to get into it, let's just see what is here. Right, I'm gonna show you a sneak peek. I don't know if you can see, but it does say Enchanted Realm on it. And I might spoil you guys here because these are Lord of the Rings candles. If by some weird reason you don't know, I'm obsessed with the Lord of the Rings and anything Tolkien basically. And Enchanted Realm is a company that I followed for a while. I do follow their Instagram page, and they're a company that makes bookish candles. Now, when I saw that they were releasing a limited edition Lord of the Rings Fellowship set right before my birthday, you know I had to pre-order it. And this is what is inside the box now. Oh my gosh. Guys, this looks amazing. Right, I'm just gonna show you. Oh my god, I got a pin as well. Not a pin, a badge. Sorry, my mistake. So this is what I see once I open the box. So this is the badge that was included. Ignore my shaky hands, I'm so sorry. But this is gorgeous, and I love that it has the leaf of Lorien on it. Next up, we just have their little business card. We have a little note in there about looking after your candles, which will be very useful. Oh my gosh, and then we have a little card for the box, which looks like this. Honestly, this artwork anywhere, I'm obsessed with it. I love the image of the Fellowship walking. And then on the back, we have this print, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna put up somewhere on my shelves or my wall. This is beautiful and I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm just staring at the candles in here and I'm in love. I'm genuinely obsessed. I'll see if I can show you these without them falling out. There you are. So this is what it looks like. Like I say, I absolutely love them. I cannot wait to smell them all and to get a closer look at all the packaging. This might take some time, but I did ask on Twitter whether you'd like a separate unboxing video for this, and you said no, just put it in your vlog. So that is what I'm doing. Sorry to some of you who might not enjoy this sort of thing, but I've probably put a timestamp that you can skip to if you want to skip to it, or I will have added timestamps at the bottom of the description box, so if you want to skip ahead you can definitely do that. Right, so first off we have Gimli, and for his candle it says elf friend on it, which I love, and this is tonka bean and myrrh. So let's open it. Oh, that literally just smells like men's aftershave. Oh, a very masculine sort of smell, which goes with Gimli quite well. I feel like it definitely could have been a bit sweatier somehow, as weird as that is to say. But that is lovely, and I'm very happy with the first one at least. Next up we have Gandalf, and this candle is called the Grey Pilgrim. Oh, and the scent for this one is black amber and lavender. That is definitely a candle you want on your bedside table. I feel like if you lit this at night, it would probably be easier for you to fall asleep. This is lovely. Definitely a calming candle. Next up we have Merry, and his candle is called Esquire of Rohan, and another lovely sounding candle. It's oatmeal milk and honey. Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely love that. And again, I can definitely picture the Rohirrim wearing a scent like this, so points for them. Wow, I love that one too. Next up we have Boromir, and the candle is called the Captain of the White Tower. This might be one I don't like though, because the scent is blackcurrant and licorice, and I really don't like licorice, so we'll see. Oh my gosh, that's actually really nice. It smells like blackcurrant lozenges. Do you know when you've got a sore throat and you need a lozenge? It smells like the blackcurrant one of those. That is lovely. I feel like I can't really smell the licorice, but it might just be like an undertone to it. I think the blackcurrant is definitely the strongest smell. Next up we have Sam. I feel like the hair for this one is a little bit long for Sam, but there we are. And this candle is called the Brave because obviously he's Samwise the Brave. And how fitting, his candle smells like garden soil and roses. Okay, I definitely don't like this as much. To be honest, I am definitely more of a fruity scent kind of gal, and this is a very fresh, earthy smell, which is nice. I feel like it would be nice to light in the summer months, which is where we are now, but definitely not my favourite. It does smell like grass, but I will still keep this one, even though it's not my favourite. Love the design of it. I probably will burn it at some point. I just need to be in the right mood. Next up, we have Pippin, and this candle is called Fool of a Took, which again, I just love. Pippin's one of my favourite characters. I absolutely love him. The fact that he's so clumsy as well, I can just relate, you know? But the scent for this one is dark honey and tobacco. and that is a very strange scent but pleasant. I don't really know how to describe it. Again, I feel like it's quite musky, but I do quite like it. Again, not my favourite, but it's not my worst. Oh, and I've saved the best three to last. I don't actually know if they're the best three, but they are some of my favourite characters. We'll start off with Legolas, and the name of this candle is Prince of the Woodland Realm, and this smells like evergreen forest, so I hope it's not too earthy again. Oh, no, definitely not. It doesn't just smell like grass, it smells very, I don't know, like pine wood-y, if that's even a way to describe something. I feel like if you had a forest full of Christmas trees, this is what it would smell like. And again, not unpleasant, so I'm very happy with that one. Next up, we have Frodo, and of course, his candle is called Ring Bearer. And I'm so excited for this one. It says it smells like cinnamon roll, and in case you don't know, I do love a cinnamon roll. Oh my gosh, wow, this is my favourite so far. Oh my gosh, that is definitely Halloween in a candle. Oh, I love it. That one is absolutely beautiful. And then lastly, we have Aragorn, and the name for this candle is Isildur Zer. And it says that this one smells like jasmine and honeysuckle. Oh, that again is a really lovely smell. I do want to say though, like I said with Gimli, I feel like this should be a more sweaty scent, which sounds awful, but Aragorn's a ranger, you know, until he's crowned or whatever, so I feel like this should be a bit dirtier, a bit sweatier. I guess once he's crowned, he can smell like this, and that would be mighty fine. But yeah, it's a very clean scent, which I enjoy. I absolutely love all of these candles. Honestly though, I think my favourites were the Frodo candle and Boromir's candle, but the others are amazing too, and honestly I'm so happy that I got my hands on this collection. I'm not actually sure if there are any left, but I will leave the Enchanted Realm website down below for you guys, so definitely check it out if you want to. Like I said, they are limited edition, so I think that once they've sold out they won't be coming back in stock. I might be wrong though, but that's just what I understood, so double check if you want to with the shop itself. But I'm blown away. I will definitely be ordering from this company again, and I'm in love with all of my candles. I feel like that took such a long time, so I'm sorry. I myself need a tea break, so I'm just going to do that for a second before continuing on. Much better. Right, next up I'm gonna go for this parcel right here, so let's just open it. Oh my god, this is difficult. There we are. So the book in that parcel was The Apotheon by Aria White. This author very kindly reached out to me asking if I wanted a review copy of their book, and I said yes, and once I read you the synopsis you will understand why. This is a larger book though, and I feel like it's self-published, but the cover is beautiful, and I'm just gonna dive straight into the synopsis to be honest with you. So it says, 18-year-old Debril just wants one thing: to pass the trials and earn her place in the Five Rings. Born from the ashes of 9942 Apophis, the Five Rings is founded on a simple principle: survival of the fittest. Every year, the 18-year-old members from the Tempest, Duras, Umor, Kalis, and Orctus factions must unleash their powers to pass the trials and prove their worth in society. But when Debril's powers fail to manifest, she begins to fear the worst. A terrifying discovery leads Deb to question the very society she has put her trust in, leaving her with an impossible choice. Now she must uncover the truth, even if it costs her everything. But will it be worth the price she's going to pay? So if you couldn't tell, this is a dystopian novel. I don't typically read dystopian books, but this just stood out to me, and the author was very lovely, so of course I accepted, and I really cannot wait to dive into this, to be honest with you. I think the last time I read a dystopian it was The Hunger Games, and that was around 4 or 5 years ago now. It was my reread of them, and I think it's about time that I dove into another one. And even though this book is quite large, the text on it isn't the smallest either, so I feel like I will be able to fly through this one quite quickly. But yes, I'm very excited to have this one in my hands, and it's also a floppy book as well, which you all know I love. Next up is this one, so again I'm just going to dive straight in, or I've made a mistake already. I shouldn't do these unboxings late at night, guys. I feel very sleepy. Oh, I'm so excited for this book, you guys. I did pre-order this one, and it's finally arrived, and it is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. Like I've just mentioned, I did pre-order this. I feel like I heard about it a while ago, and it just sounded absolutely amazing, so of course I had to just order it straight away. Now that it's here though, I can't quite remember what it's about, so I will just read you the synopsis once again. I'm sorry if you don't enjoy that, but I'm a bit clueless with new books, and I'd like to familiarise myself with them. So on the dust jacket it says, can she outwit her destiny and rise as high as she can dream. In a famine-stricken village on a dusty yellow plain, a seer shows two children their fates. For the boy, greatness. For the girl, nothingness. In 1345, China lies under harsh Mongol rule. For the starving peasants of the Central Plains, greatness is only found in stories. The Zhou family is mystified as to how Zhou Chongba, their 8th-born son, will achieve his lofty future. But for a daughter, no matter how clever or capable, an early death would be no surprise. Yet when a bandit attack orphans the two children, it's Zhou Chongba who dies. Desperate to survive, his sister steals his identity to enter a monastery. There, disguised as a male novice, Zhou learns she can be ruthless to avoid her fate. But when her sanctuary is destroyed, Zhou is cast back into the war-torn world. To change her ending, there's only one thing she can do: claim her brother's great destiny as her own. Now, doesn't that just sound like the best book ever? I love the stolen identity sort of trope. I love the family aspect of it, even though it doesn't sound that great in this book, to be honest with you. But fate is something that has always intrigued me as well. So I feel like there are going to be a lot of elements at play here, and all of them sound like things that should come together to make me love this book. Also, can we just appreciate how stunning it is? It's honestly one of the brightest books I've ever seen, but it just draws me in straight away. And of course, we do have a dragon on the cover, which we know is a plus for me as well. And then we've finally come to the last thing, which I feel like is about time. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. It fits in with the theme, and oh my gosh, I love this so much. Right, so a bit of context. I ordered this over a year ago now. I checked my emails and it's definitely been a year and a month, I think. So a very long time, and I finally got the email to say that it was being dispatched. And so the thing that I have to show you today is this Funko Pop of Samwise Gamgee. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. I am going to take him out actually, because like I said, I've been waiting way too long for this. The Lord of the Rings pops tend to go out of stock quite quickly. I do have Merry and Pippin pre-ordered for, again, months now. I think I've been waiting for those for about a year as well. So hopefully I can get those soon, but I'm glad that this one's finally arrived. And oh my god, he's so cute. Oh my gosh, he's even got Sting and the Light of Elendil, which is just so fitting. That is one of his brave moments. It's one of the most memorable moments, and I love that this is what they've chosen to go with for the Funko Pop. So here he is without the plastic around him, and like I said, I don't know if you can see all the detail. There we are, that's a bit better. We've got Sting and we've got the Light of Elendil, which, oh my gosh, I love. I'm so happy with this, guys. I cannot believe this is the last thing I opened and that I'm so excited for it, but I'm so happy with this one. Cannot wait to add him to my collection. I do currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pops now, including this one. I really do want to get the whole of the Fellowship, but I am missing Merry and Pippin, like I said, and also Boromir. And I would also love to get Galadriel, Sauron, and the Balrog. If any of you know people who are selling those for reasonable prices, I don't want to pay an extravagant amount for them, but if you know someone who is getting rid of them, selling them, anything like that, please do let me know. I would really appreciate it. And it is really hard to get your hands on these at the minute, so it would be appreciated. Right, that unboxing took way too long. I'm so sorry for you guys, but honestly, I love watching these types of things, so I hope you had some sort of fun unboxing these with me. I don't know. Moving on to the books though, the important thing in this vlog. If you couldn't tell by the title of this video, this week I'm going to be reading Netgalley books because I have fallen way behind with them. I think my feedback ratio at the minute is 20% and it should be 80%, so I definitely need to catch up. I need to read some books and review them, and that way I can get more advanced copies of different books before they are released. So let's just check the ones I have on here. I do have some sort of idea of which books I want to get to this week. They are more thriller and mystery sort of books because that's just on brand, you know. But the first one I definitely want to get to, and I might just pop a picture of it on screen because I don't want to show you it on this. There is definitely a glare, as you can see. But the first book I want to read is The Murder of Graham Catton by Katie Lowe. I think what I'll do to not make this clip extra long is I will give you the synopsis for these books as I'm reading them. So in the first clip that I talk about this book, I will tell you what it's about rather than just going into too much detail here and this clip being way too overwhelming. So all I know is that this is a murder mystery sort of book. If you don't know, Katie Lowe wrote The Furies, which is kind of a dark academia murder mystery type of book from what I can gather. Haven't read it yet, but I do have it on my shelves, which is bad. I know, I really do need to get to it, but there is a bright side, I suppose. If I love this book, I will definitely prioritize that book. The Furies also comes highly praised by Becca from Becca and the Books and Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction, so very excited to dive into her newest book, and I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this one as well. Next up, I'm planning on reading The Lost Girls by Heather Young. Honestly, cannot remember what this is about off the top of my head anyway, and it doesn't have a cover on my Kindle for some reason, so again, I will pop up a picture of it somewhere on screen. Oh, Sugar. Another one I wanted to read was a Karen Slaughter book, but I realised that's on Kindle Unlimited unlimited, not from Netgalley, so we're gonna skip that one. I think the next one I'm gonna prioritize is The Crowns of Crosswald by D.E. Knight. I've had this book for over a year now. The publishing team did kindly reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to read the book on Netgalley, and I said yes, because it is a fantasy middle grade type of book and I thought that that would be really fun. Unfortunately though, I just didn't prioritize it. I find it really hard to do that when something's on my Kindle because I can't physically see it. So I'm gonna make it a priority to read it this week and finally post my review. Okay, I think that's it for now. I have 3 books on there, which is quite ambitious for me at the minute, but honestly, I have a lot of free time now that I've finished my job, and by that I mean for summer. I'm a teacher and so we have 6 weeks off over summer, so hopefully I can get all of these read and reviewed. That would be the ultimate goal. I am feeling pretty positive about it. I think I'm going to start off with The Murder of Graham Catton, just because that's the one I'm most interested in and I really do feel like I'm in the mood to read that sort of book. And then after that we'll just see what I end up feeling like picking up. I definitely feel like that's enough for tonight though. I've been filming for a really long time. I need another tea break, which I'm just gonna grab. Yeah, it's a little cold now, which isn't great. I'm not sure if I'll read anything tonight. Probably not, because I have actually bought a new game on my Switch, which is Luigi's Mansion 3. I've been eyeing that up for so long, and today I thought, you know what, I just want to buy it. I haven't played on my Switch in so long, and I'm just in the mood for that right now. So I think I'm going to test that out tonight, and I'll actually start my reading tomorrow.
It's sunny at most days. Never see the sky if you keep looking down. And if you take the wrong way, and maybe you should stay instead of turning around. So, but you keep on going. I know that you're in the open, hoping that you'll be okay. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going? Nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know. There's so many reasons you should care. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going? Nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know. There's so many reasons you should care. The sun is setting down soon. You'll never see the stars when you're holding your hand. You can find beauty in the night too, but it's harder to see when you're stuck in a dream. So, but you keep on going. I know that you're in the open, hoping that you'll be okay. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going? Nowhere, afraid of all the things you don't know. There's so many reasons you should care. Don't stay looking out the window. And how late do you plan on going? Nowhere, afraid of all the...
Hello! This is going to be a very quick update tonight because if you cannot tell, I am knackered. I've spent all of today filming. I've only managed to film 3 videos, but I feel like they took so long to film that now I'm just drained. And the fact that I've been looking at my ring light for hours as well is making my eyes hurt. So I'm gonna try and keep this clip short and sweet, but I thought I should update you on my progress on The Murder of Graham Catton because I've not spoken to you since that first clip. As you saw in the B-roll footage, I was babysitting my niece the other day. It was a lovely day, and so I took her to Gypsy Wood Park, which is a local park to me that has lots of fun activities for kids. We had such an amazing day there, but looking after a toddler is hard work, guys. I genuinely don't know how people do it. By the end of the day, I was falling asleep. I was so tired, but looking back at the footage, I just loved the whole day. I love my niece with my whole heart, and seeing her happy and excited and being outdoors just meant the world to me. And yeah, we just had a lovely day. And then you will have seen that after that, I came home, had a shower, and joined Emily from Emily Kathleen Reads on her channel for some reading sprints. and that is where I managed to get the majority of my reading done, to be fair. I think I got up to 30% of the book during those sprints, and then the day after, which is yesterday now because I'm awful at updating, I ended up having to go to hospital. It's nothing too serious, don't worry about it. I don't really want to go into it here either, just because, like I said, I'm tired. I want to get through this clip quite quickly, and I feel like nobody needs to know the details, you know? I'm fine, it's okay. But whilst I was in the waiting room, I actually managed to read quite a bit. I did get up to 50% of the book, so I am now halfway, and guys, I'm loving this. There's so many different elements to it, but the way it's written is just done so well. So we have dual timeline, we have past and present, and then we do also have a podcast element to it as well. So I think the best course of action is just to read you the synopsis quickly so that we're all on the same page, and then I will try to explain as non-spoilery as I can where I'm at and how I'm feeling. So on Goodreads it says, who do you believe? The wife, Hannah Catton, bereaved wife, doting mother, clinical psychologist, says she remembers nothing of the night her husband was killed. The suspect, Mike Phillips, a 19-year-old repeat offender whose clothing was found at the scene but who has repeatedly protested his innocence over the 10 years since he was imprisoned. The journalist, Anna Byers, host of the famous Conviction podcast that has seen numerous prison sentences overturned. She believes the wrong man is in jail. Do you? Someone knows more about the murder than they're telling. It may have been Hannah's husband who was murdered, but listeners are about to become judge, jury, and executioner on the new season of Conviction. Okay, I feel like now I have a sense of where I can go. So from the very first page, or even the synopsis, we know that Graham Catton is murdered. However, straight from the get-go, the wife seems very dodgy. She says she can't quite remember what happened on the night of the murder, and she felt emotionally detached from it, which obviously happens if you experience trauma sometimes. We follow Hannah in her day-to-day life, and because, like I said, we have the dual timelines, you can see her life before the murder with Graham, and you can see her life now as she is. This is where I love the dual timeline. I feel like you get to see snippets of things that if we were just following her in present day would not be mentioned at all. I think it's very clever to show her with Graham and also with her new partner now. You can definitely see the differences between the two men and the differences in the way Hannah acts, which is really interesting. And then what happens is one day, like it says in the synopsis, a podcast called Conviction states that they're going to be covering Graham's case. They think that the wrong person is behind bars and that someone else, I'm not going to mention who, is guilty. So far, we've had 3 episodes of the podcast, and oh my gosh, you guys, things are just being blown out of the water. People are starting to doubt each other. We're getting accusations thrown everywhere. We get the characters questioning themselves, which is very interesting as well. And it's basically just all over the place at the minute. I definitely think that Hannah is an unreliable narrator, which is why I feel like some things make sense and some things don't. And I'm definitely intrigued to see where it goes from here. I'm excited to see more of the podcast and find out more information about the whole murder and trial through them. I'm also very interested in Hannah and to see whether her mental state will deteriorate or not. At the minute, she is in quite a fragile place, obviously, with all these things being brought up, but she is also a mother, she's also a partner, and she also works as a psychologist, so there might be something there, I'm not quite sure. And then we have the family members. Hannah does actually have a daughter and she has a partner, like I've mentioned, and I'm interested to see whether they will stick by her or whether, as the podcast starts to go into more depth and maybe the podcast starts revealing more information, that they will turn against each other. I'm not quite sure, but that is essentially where I'm at the minute. I'm sorry if that was like 100 miles per hour just being thrown at you, but I feel like I just need to get all my thoughts out. It's very hard to describe because of the different elements to it, and again, I'm not quite sure what's going on. There is also another element which I'm not really going to talk about because I'm not sure what relevance it has yet. It's definitely going to tie into the story somehow. I don't know if it's going to be paranormal. I do get those vibes, but that would just be a lot in one book. So we'll see where it goes. At the minute, I'm really enjoying it. I am hooked. I was planning on finishing it tonight, but honestly guys, it's now, wow, it's 10:30, which I didn't know, and I honestly just feel like I want to sit down, take a break from all this harsh lighting, screens, everything like that, and just chill for a bit. Maybe watch some YouTube, even though I just said I don't want to look at screens. I feel like on my telly quite far away will be nice, and I just want to put something on that will just let me escape for a bit, because like I said, today has just been full on, which I don't mind. I like being back in the swing of things. I like filming my videos in bulk. I feel like it's really handy, but now I'm knackered and I do just want to chill. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know whether I'll update you guys for this book again or whether I'll come back once I've finished it. I just don't want this vlog to be extremely long, but either way, I do plan on reading the book tonight as I get into bed, and hopefully I can finish it off tomorrow morning. Hello, so I haven't actually updated you guys for a while now. It's currently the 1st of August, so the start of a brand new month, and I figured I need to start wrapping up this vlog. Saying that though, I've kind of fallen into a reading slump again, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that I've been reading books on my Kindle this week, and obviously by doing that I'm looking at a screen for long periods of time. It makes me feel unmotivated, it makes me feel quite headachy as well, so I don't know whether it's that. Oh, I'm brilliant, my battery's flashing, so I will try and make this one quick. I'm gonna charge my camera and come back to talk to you guys after I take Kiwi for a walk. But you may have seen in the B-roll footage that I did in fact finish The Murder of Graham Catton. I really enjoyed that one, guys. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and I've touched upon most of my thoughts in the last clip, so I won't go on too much. But it was essentially a really good mystery thriller. It had a lot of twists and turns in it. I definitely did not see the ending coming. However, I would have enjoyed the ending to be explored a bit more. I feel like it was quite abrupt. It does lead on very nicely to a sequel, so I don't know if Katie Lowe is planning that. But from my standpoint, reading that as a standalone, it definitely didn't wrap up the way I wanted it to. I wanted more concrete answers. I wanted to see where different characters ended up, and I just feel like that wasn't quite as satisfying as I would have liked it to be. Other than that though, it had such good elements. We had an unreliable narrator, we had dual timeline, which definitely added to the tension in the story, and also gave us enough background information as well as we went along in the story to see that things may not be as they seem. As well as that, we did have some plot twists thrown in there, which again definitely helped with the pacing of the story. And yeah, like I said, the only thing that let me down unfortunately was the ending. And then I'm currently about 30% of the way through Lost Girls by Heather Young. I'm definitely enjoying it now. I wasn't at the start. It took me quite a while to get into this book for some reason. Again, I don't know if it's because I'm feeling a bit slumpy, but I feel like now it's definitely picked up. I'm a lot more engaged. I'm interested in the characters. Again, it's dual timeline and dual perspective. So we do have 2 different characters. One is an older character looking back at her past, and one is a younger character living her life in present day. Okay, so I'm sorry if anything looks different. My camera did run out of battery, so I did have to charge that, and I decided to take Kiwi for a walk whilst I was waiting. So if the lighting has changed, if I look a bit different, then that is why. Right, so I'm just gonna go on Goodreads and read you the synopsis for The Lost Girls, because even though I kind of know what's going on now, I still really don't. I didn't realise that this book was as long as it is. It's 341 pages. I thought it was going to be quite a quick read, but as I've said before, it's quite slow. It took me a while to get into it, and I'm still not sure where it's going yet. Nothing's actually happened, and I'm already 30% of the way through. So I am just going to check Goodreads and let you know the synopsis. Okay, so it says, in the summer of 1935, 6-year-old Emily Evans vanishes from her family's vacation home on a remote Minnesota lake. Her disappearance destroys her mother, who spends the rest of her life at the lake house, hoping in vain that her favourite daughter will walk out of the woods. Emily's 2 older sisters stay too, each keeping her own private, decades-long vigil for the lost child. 60 years later, Lucy, the quiet and watchful middle sister, lives in the lake house alone. Before she dies, she writes the story of that devastating summer in a notebook that she leaves along with the house to the only person to whom it might matter, her grandniece, Justine. For Justine, the lake house offers a chance to escape her manipulative boyfriend and give her daughters the stable home she never had. But it's not the sanctuary she hoped for. The long Minnesota winter has begun. The house is cold and dilapidated. The frozen lake is silent and forbidding, and her only neighbour is a strange old man who seems to know more than he's telling about the summer of 1935. Soon Justine's troubled oldest daughter becomes obsessed with Emily's disappearance. Her mother arrives with designs on her inheritance, and the man she left behind launches a dangerous plan to get her back. In a house steeped in the sorrows of the women who came before her, Justine must overcome their tragic legacy if she hopes to save herself and her children. Now see, that sounds very interesting, so I don't know if it's all about to kick off, but like I said, none of this has really happened so far, and I'm a third of the way through the book. It could be set up that's very important and integral to the story. I don't know yet, but I feel like that's why I have been struggling to get through this book, is because I know it's meant to be quite a fast-paced mystery thriller, I suppose, and I'm just not getting that at the minute, which is such a shame. Looking at Goodreads though, the majority of the reviews are 4 stars, and then after that the highest is 5 stars, then 3 stars, so I think it's gonna get better as we go on. A lot of good and positive reviews on Goodreads actually, and I don't want to spoil myself, but I am just having a quick scan through, and yeah, everyone says that this is a book you can't stop thinking about. It's very atmospheric, it's one that they couldn't put down, so we'll see. I don't know, like I said, if it's just me. I don't know if it's the fact that I've been looking at screens all day. I have also filmed and edited my Fairy Loot unboxing today as well, which is probably why I'm even more tired, and now all I want to do is go to bed, but I think I need to at least try and read another chapter. On that note though, I feel like I'm going to end this clip here. It is currently 20 past 11, so yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now because I feel like I've bored you to tears. years, and I'll hopefully update you guys tomorrow. You'll be pleased to know, guys, that it's finally time to wrap up this vlog. I did in fact finish The Lost Girls last night, and honestly, I'm not too impressed. My earlier feelings still count, and I actually went and read some more reviews after I'd read this book, and so many people were saying how it was such a slow start. So it definitely wasn't just my mood. The book does have a slow start to it, and I'd say the synopsis is also a bit misleading. I thought this was going to be a mystery thriller sort of book, and it definitely isn't. It's more historical fiction with a little bit of a mystery involved. It's definitely not your fast-paced, high-stakes thriller, and that did definitely factor in on my enjoyment of this book. As well as that, the ending really wasn't that satisfying. Yes, we got some answers, but then another problem was just brushed away entirely without any real conflict. I think it was just way too easy, and I get we had to have this climax, we had to have some revelations, but I just feel like it fell a bit flat, and it was over too quickly, and it was all nicely wrapped up for the characters, which I don't think should have been the case, or rather it should have been the case if we saw them have to deal with some sort of problem to get there. However, the problem was just easily brushed aside by the end, and I really did not believe in that, which is such a shame. So all in all, I did give this one 3 stars. I will say, however, that this author for some reason has decided to include very derogatory language towards Native Americans and people with disabilities. I'm not going to say the words here, but I believe that they are harmful and unnecessary, and I really don't know why the author decided to include those. I think that might actually take down my rating to a 2.5, just because I did notice it whilst I was reading. I did have to stop for a bit and think, was that really needed? Definitely not. I don't think it's ever needed, to be honest with you. And yeah, that's just another factor of this book that made me not enjoy it and have to take a step back for a bit and think, has this actually just been included? So I'm just going to double check my review on Goodreads, because I did mention some content warnings and I do want to let you guys know about those. So if you do want to read my full written review as well, actually I will leave it linked down below. I think I can get my thoughts across a bit better there, but the content warnings I picked up on are suicide, sexual abuse of a minor, death of a child, stalking, and mental abuse. So those are the ones that I personally picked out and thought people need to know, just because, again, whilst reading you the synopsis, it doesn't necessarily give you any inkling into any trigger warnings or any harmful content that is in this novel. So derogatory language towards Native Americans and people with disability is a definite downfall for this book, as well as the content warnings that I've just mentioned. I feel like, again, the things that I have just mentioned were kind of brushed over a bit and they weren't explored in enough detail. They were just mentioned and then we moved along without any repercussions for the characters involved, and it just didn't sit right with me and it fell flat. So unfortunately this book now gets a 2.5, maybe a 2 stars even, but at this current point it is listed as 3 stars on my Goodreads, just because Goodreads doesn't offer half ratings. And even though that book was a disappointment, I'm really glad that I ended up doing this video. My feedback ratio is up now by quite a bit, which I'm very happy about. It still isn't at that 80% though, so there might be another video like this coming soon, but I'm glad that I've prioritized these books now. I'm glad that I've read them, given my rating, and submitted my review as well. And hopefully if you guys like these videos, I will bring you more in the future. If you've made it this far in the video, please leave me some creepy emojis down below in the comments. I feel like both the books I read this week have definitely got those creepy atmospheric vibes, and it'll be fun to see who's actually made it this far as well. Whilst you're down in the comments, please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, and the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Speaking of more content, I have recently launched my Patreon page, where I do share exclusive behind the scenes content, early access to my videos, an exclusive monthly Patreon book club, exclusive reading sprints and live shows, and a whole lot more. So if that sounds like your type of thing and you want to support me further, you can join our little Patreon family by clicking the link down below or by typing in the URL that's currently on screen into your search bar. But that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!